Hello everybody, my name is Marloe and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Survival. Today I would like to do some spring cleaning, shall we say. You see, there's quite a lot of fairly small tasks that I've been meaning to get to here in my world for a really long time. Basically since I started. I've made a list of everything that I want to get done today. I probably won't get to it all, but this is my to-do list and I think we should just see how many of these we can tackle in a single episode. So let's see here, what do I want to tackle first? I'm thinking let's start easy. We can load the blaze rods that we got a couple of episodes ago from our blaze farm into my super smelter. Now where did I put my blaze rods? I think they're in my mob drops. Yes, this is them here, 2 whole shulker boxes. This honestly should be enough fuel to supply me for an extremely long time. Obviously blaze rods actually smelt 12 items instead of coal, which does 8, so it's just going to make it last even longer. Now I could load these manually and it would be a little bit quicker, but honestly this minecart's going to do it all for me and I don't need to do a single thing. I just have to flick the lever and send it on its way. Oh wait, there's still coal in the furnaces. Yeah, I'm going to have to sort that out. Out the way, coal. You got to make room for the new and improved fuel source. We all know fossil fuels are in the past. Blaze rods is the future. How has no one in real life figured this out yet? Silly scientists trying to make their solar, wind, and nuclear power. Just make a blaze farm. It's that easy. Okay, well this is going to take a while to load all those blaze rods. I'll come back and check on it for a bit, but for right now we can go on doing another job. I think the next call of order is actually going to be to connect my villager trading hall. I've got this giant building to trade with my villagers and it's honestly one of my favorite builds I've maybe ever done, especially in this world, and it's not at all connected up to the rest of my builds over there. You kind of get to the end of this bridge and it just sort of stops. So I want to build a pathway up the hill across to our mining area. There we go, we got ourselves a lovely pathway, slowly transitioning from brick and granite to mud brick and packed mud, all the way over to our staircase / walkway leading down to the bridge where we can access the villager trading hall. Of course, I'm never going to use this, I'll just fly every single time, but I think it's nice to actually connect your builds with something like a pathway. So we can go ahead and cross that one off the list. And all of my blaze rods have been deposited, so we can get rid of that one too. I think the next thing I want to tackle is fixing my XP machine here. And if you don't know what this is, basically it's a machine I built a while ago that in theory has an infinite supply of experience points and is ever expanding, all stored inside this furnace. I have a bamboo and cactus farm underground, and in theory when it's working, the cactus come up these 2 chutes and go into the top hopper and the bamboo go into the back one, and it just continuously smelts these items. And if you don't know, you get XP from smelting items. That's kind of how it works. But my flying machine for my bamboo farm has been broken for a while now. So previously I would use the falling of nighttime to actually activate my flying machine here. The trouble is, if I would leave my chunks as these daylight detectors detected nighttime, it would sometimes break my flying machine and sort of get stuck halfway through the farm. Thankfully, I have thought of a super high-tech solution, and that is chickens. No, wait, please don't get out, please don't get out, you need to be trapped there. I'm sorry. So this little guy is going to wander around the pen I've made him, and every so often he'll step on this pressure plate here, which will fire off the flying machine. If he's firing it off too frequently, I can always expand the area, and if he's firing it off not enough, I'll just shrink it down. But I'm hoping because this is an entity, once I get near unloaded chunks, he should kind of stop moving and not do anything. So hopefully it'll just eradicate the problem of the firing machine being fired when I go out of unloaded chunks. Only time will tell. I'll keep my eye on it and maybe we can come back to it later if there's a problem. And would you look at that, the XP machine is up and running again. Not that I really need it, I'm sat here at 579 levels, but it's nice to have it operational again. Another job done. So in the last episode I had to oxidize a whole bunch of copper for one of my builds, which I did over here in my Copperfield. Incoming overused Minecraft joke, I like to call it David. And the best way to oxidize copper is to actually place them all 4 blocks apart from each other, and as you can imagine, counting all of that out is kind of tedious. Now, it's not very often I have to oxidize copper, but when we do, it would be nice to not have to count out every single time. So here I am doing it one last time. I'm basically marking out every spot I'll place a copper block on with a sea lantern block. So in the long run, this is probably going to save me quite a bit of time. It just means when I go along placing my copper blocks in, I don't have to count. I can just look where the sea lanterns are and place them down. Hopefully they're all lined up correctly with 4 blocks in between, because I am not changing it now. But that does mean we have finished laying out the Copperfield. Next up, we're heading back to spawn. And it's not to just stand here and gaze at our beautiful monument that we built in the last episode, it's actually to sort out my storage system here for my Guardian farm. Now there's nothing really wrong with it exactly, it's just not very organized, as you can see. So I would like to turn it into a sorting system, a proper one that actually sorts the items into separate chests. The sorting system has been built, but the items are not exactly sorted. So I'm going to have to go through all these chests and just do it manually, and once that's done, it'll all be up and running. Oh boy, that took a very long time. Twice as long as it should have, in fact, because I had a slight lapse in judgment. I put all of the shards on one side and all of the crystals on the other, but I haven't sorted which side they actually come out like that. It just kind of 50-50, whichever side they go at. So yeah, I had to do it twice basically. Not particularly fun. I have a lot of items. All of these chests are basically full to the brim, so I actually need to do some crafting. And thankfully, the next thing I want to work on is my Nether Hub Tracks, and the main block I use for that is Prismarine. So at least I can get rid of a lot of those shards. Yeah, it's pretty chock-a-blocked in here. But for now, we can go ahead and cross off the Guardian Farm sorting system. So these are my nether tracks. It's how I get around here on the roof of the nether. It's got soul soil underneath this white carpet here, and it's got prismarine stairs on the side. That way nothing can spawn up here, and it looks pretty nice. I've even got signposts pointing me around, so I'm not going to get lost. The only trouble with these is they take a really long time to build, and there's quite a lot of stuff I have around my world in various different locations that kind of have to be linked up through the nether, so that's what I got to do today. Go around and build a bunch of these walkways to everything I've been neglecting. It shouldn't be too bad. I believe there's only 4 different tracks I need to make. One going to my Christmas snow globe, another going to the spawn monument that we built in the last episode, and 2 that will be staying here in the nether, one going to my gold farm and another going to my blaze farm. So we've got plenty of prismarine, and I've got a fair amount of soul soil from last time I gathered it. The only thing that might be a problem is the white carpet, but I do have a fair bit remaining also. Not forgetting, we also have the wool factory around here with an underground wool farm, so I should probably be good. It's kind of crazy just how much more you can see in the nether when you turn off the fog. I can see like every single portal. So I've set up my spawn point 1, that's going to be no trouble at all. The snow globe is just over there, also very quick to build. My gold farm is pretty close by, and I probably wouldn't need a pathway, but I can't see it when I have fog on, so I kind of need to. But the blaze farm is, first of all, in this direction, so I'm going to have to break this farm and move it to the side, and then it's also like another 500 to 1,000 blocks. I'm not exactly sure yet. It's really far away. But it'll all be worth it, not only for me, but you guys when I do release my world download for my YouTube members. It's just a little bit easier to get around. There we go. Everything has been nicely labelled and our pathways are built so far where you can't even see them. But that does now mean we are done with the Nether Hub Tracks for now. Now I gotta tell you guys, usually by this point in the video I'll need to stand up, stretch my legs and just take a bit of a break. But today, even after all of these jobs we've been taking care of, I'm still perfectly fine to keep playing. And that is all thanks to FlexiSpot and the standing desk that they were kind enough to send me. So this has been me for my whole life whilst I play games and make videos. Sat down all day long, hunched over like a prawn. But now, with my new desk, I can do all of that stood up straight with just one press of a button. Okay, it doesn't work quite that fast. In real life, it's a little bit slower, and maybe that's for the best. I think some equipment may get damaged going at that sort of speed. So this right here is my current setup, which by the way is going through a bit of a transition at the moment, hence why I have wonky monitors and a color scheme that's in the works, shall we say. So I ordered the bamboo desktop, and I gotta say, this is some seriously good quality wood. I wish you guys could just feel how nice this is to touch. It's super smooth and obviously looks great too. Now, of course, the main feature of this desk is not how good it feels to rub your hand across. Believe it or not, it is in fact that you can change the height of it. So it's all done here on this small control panel. It can go up, it can go down, it can be child locked if you've got any little people running around that like to press things, and it can also be set to your desired height for standing and sitting. So that means you can super simply switch between the two. I've been really enjoying going back and forth between standing and sitting. Usually when I'm at my PC for too long, my back will start hurting a bit and I'll need to go on a quick walk around before sitting back down. But now, if I feel like I gotta change it up, I just press the button, wait a few seconds, and then carry on with whatever I was doing. There's also many accessories you can add onto your order, such as the cable spine and monitor stand. Both of these are really helpful for neatening things up, especially where cables are concerned. You really do not want to see what my old cable management looked like with my previous desk. Trust me, it was bad. So whether you work from home, play a lot of video games, or just have the posture of a prawn and you think a FlexiSpot standing desk might be something you benefit from, please check out the link in the description down below. Thank you once again to FlexiSpot for sending me this wonderful desk, and now let's get back on with our to-do list. Since we're already in the Nether, we may as well go ahead and do the two other things that we need to do in here. First of all, as you can see, I quite clearly need to spawn-proof my actual Nether Hub building here. These guys are always showing up. Secondly, I would like a proper way down to the actual Nether itself. Currently, my way is a little higgledy-piggledy. There's not a certain way to go, and I often get lost down here. So just having a ladder going directly downwards would probably be best. We've had to compromise on the look of the Nether Hub a little bit, but I think it's worth it because it means I'm not going to be instantly attacked as soon as I walk through my Nether portal here. Stuff can still spawn on the roof, but that doesn't really matter that much. And for my way down to the actual Nether, we've just got a twisting vine falling into this piece of bedrock, which we can transfer to the longer one, going all the way down, revealing a giant tower. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it will definitely do the job. Now, more often than not, I'll probably just come down here and fly off, hence why I have that little platform at the top. I can also easily get back up that way, providing nothing shoots me up here. But if I'm ever in the Nether and I don't have my elytra for whatever reason, I can just use this twisting vine to go all the way down to the bottom. So of course, that means we can cross number 6 and number 9 off of the list. Nice. So we've only got a few more things to do on our to-do list. I'm not sure if we're going to have time to get to a slime farm today, but the other two options are either organize my storage room a little bit or get some new villagers. Neither of which are very fun to do, are they? I think we're going to tackle the villager situation first. So in my notebook here, I've got them written down new librarians, but I can't remember why I wrote that down. I've got 8 librarians in total, and I'm just trying to go through their trades here and figure out why I would have needed new ones. I have a feeling it might be to do with the glass trade, because that was kind of how I was getting my emeralds. Ah, yeah, can you see over here, these two? Oh, this one actually in particular doesn't have a glass trade. Neither do you. And you two do over here. Okay, so it is only those 2 villagers that I kind of would like to get a glass trade for. Now, luckily for me, I already have these 2 villagers kind of ready to go. They were spare left over from my villager breeder, and I just kind of moved them in here for if I ever needed them, and thankfully, I kind of do now. So I'm going to grab my lectern and see if I can unlock a glass trade for them. If I can, great, I'll move them in place. If not, it's not really that big a deal, to be honest. But we may as well give it a go. Well, the first villager was not so successful. We got some pretty good books, protection 4 and sharpness 5 down here, but no glass trade, and that's really all I care about. So hopefully you over here are a little bit better. Nope. He's rubbish too. Absolutely 0 glass trade. Both of your fates will be sealed at another point in time. For right now, you can just stay put. Because I've got some storage organizing to do. I don't need to do any organizing exactly, to be honest. I'm actually pretty well put together inside of here. Everything kind of has its own individual chest, but I do have a lot of spare chests that are just kind of sitting there waiting for something to be put inside of them. And then I've got some chests like this with just a random assortment of items, when really red sandstone with how much I have could do with having its own chest. So I'm just basically going to try and flesh out my storage system a little bit more. And also sort out my shulker boxes from the previous episode. I don't know what is wrong with my dog, but he is just growling at something out here. That was him, right? Not a zombie. Or am I going insane? Clifford, what's wrong? Is something annoying you? Here. Oh. I don't think he wants a pork chop. Do you hear that growl? Do you want a pork chop? No, he doesn't. It's actually because I just gave him one off camera. But keep up the good work, Clifford. Whatever you're doing up here, I'm sure it's a fine job. Yes, Gur, to you too. Anyway, so I have finished organizing my storage. We still got some spare chests left over, but that is totally fine because obviously blocks are going to be added in future updates, so it's nice to have that little bit of extra room. But I've just moved over some things and spread some stuff out. It's not important, I'm not going to show you and bore you, but it's just a nice little job done for me. So now we can go ahead and cross off organizing our storage. However, we can't cross off the new librarians because, well, we didn't get that done, did we? As for the slime farm, I've already made a start on it somewhere in a chunk here, roughly. I started digging it out when I needed all of my deep slate in the last episode, but I would like to do it properly and go kind of all the way down to bedrock, and I just don't have time for that right now. Digging all of that deep slate will take a stupendous amount of time, so we'll once again, like the villagers, save that for a later date. But 9 of the 11 tasks that we had set out for us today are done, which honestly is pretty good going. I think I'm going to keep this book handy and make note of all the jobs I want to do over the course of playing in this world. And then maybe if you guys enjoyed this episode, we can do it again sometime in the future. Or possibly a live stream maybe, if I get back into that. That's not me foreshadowing, by the way. I really don't have any plans at the moment, but just in the far future, I may start up again. So basically, we'll keep this book handy. So there we go, everybody. That's going to do it for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed watching and you didn't mind too much that there was an ad in this video. I know, it's the first ever one I've done here on my channel, and to be honest with you, I had a lot of fun making it. It's not often I get to shoot any in real life videos, so it was a nice change of pace. But thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye for now. Give him a wave, Clifford. Come on. Use those paws. Or just, look cute. That works too.